Hello and welcome to the interview with Let's OTT. I am Rishira Ganguly, and today we have with us the cast and creators of Pinky from the anthology Pitta Kathalu. We'll start with the first question, I guess. There is a very prominent feminist movement, that is beginning to pop its head up right now in the Indian film industry or the Indian entertainment industry. So, how does your film kind of chart that territory?
I think Sankalp sailed the boat right in that territory, and was really unexplored in the Telugu genre. I think it'll be the first one of its kind, especially for the to be a beginning of the first Netflix Telugu movie. We've seen movies like She and Lipstick Under Your Burqa, and we saw how it was happening in Hindi, but this is be the first of its kind. So thanks to him for taking such a bold step.
Takes on a very unique concept and it sort of creates a story around how a man sees a woman. This murky territory is also charted by the Indian entertainment industry, where creators, they have that liberty sort of to make women, to kind of mold women characters into however they perceive. So how does your film kind of make audiences understand that dynamic between a woman and a woman's character and a man, and how he sees the both of them, a woman's character and a woman?
I think every man, like if Sankal being a male director can only see a woman as a male sees a woman, but I think the catch here is to like easy making a film catering to like how men want to see women, and I think some men I think will get like very uncomfortable with what's going on here, but I think that is the purpose. It's like, and films are not being made to suit your taste and your comfort levels. It's like a form of expression, and whatever that takes is needed here.
Right.
That's being addressed.
Was that the idea behind it? Was that to make the audiences feel uncomfortable or feel strongly about the film?
I don't think that was the idea behind it, but I just think that we were not keeping in mind, the sensitivities of some people. If they are going to feel uncomfortable about it, let them be. For us to tell the story, we can't accommodate everybody's needs, especially when it comes to things like how some men want to see women in Indian films is very. It's been like that for a long time, and it's time to change those things.
How did you get inspired to write these characters, and how did you chart the territory of the youth dynamic also, which is there? Because these characters, they will be relatable to a lot of young people who do go through this kind of a relationship or relationships. So yeah, how were you inspired to write these characters? Who, like, was there someone in your mind? Is this based on someone, or is this something that is your brainchild completely?
No, not a brainchild, not based on anyone, but these are the people which we normally heard of. This
Right.
kind of relationship, we already seen it. Not that I've experienced someone in my life or I've been going through, no, it's not that way. It's only like we read somewhere these articles, we heard these kind of gossips, and then we want, because our theme was to put a woman centric in a way that to show her how she behaves in certain situation in a bad way or in a good way. So based on that, we have written the script. It's not like, oh, I have seen that fellow, he's like that, so let's write about him. No, not like that.
So this film, how do you see the regional audience being impacted by this film and by the theme that this film chooses to portray?
Regional audience will be watching all the four stories clubbed together, one
Right.
after the other. They are already prepared that this is something how a woman is going to play, how a woman is going to either ruin their life or she is going to save her life. So how the audience are going to react, it's up to different perspective how they take it, like how each one of them, it depends on their mentality.
And it's not like it's something that new that we're trying to show these audiences that they have never seen before. Like there's been literature talking about these things. Especially in Telugu, there was a writer rallied women going after their desires. It's just not a man's thing to run after something. But the films, I think, kind of stayed away from it for a little bit because of the so-called commercial equations. I think it's getting, but these OTT platforms, I think, are giving us greater flexibility to explore all facets of human life. So I think this will be accepted just like the literature has been accepted like from years ago.
Do you think that these kind of stories, if they would have been theatrically released, then they would have got the same attention or the same impact that a Netflix film, sort of the brand Netflix film, sort of
Well, if
get?
you asked us this question like last year, the answer would have been very different. But right now, with the way things are with COVID, the way theaters are reacting to films is like very erratic. I mean, it's not settled down yet. So COVID has definitely changed the equation a little bit. So it's too early to answer.
Ashima, I wanted to ask you, your character is sort of it's very different, right? So how do you kind of see that relating to the audience? And also, how did you kind of prepare for this role?
Even though it's a different character, but when you go in the look at the current generation of women, a lot of them will be able to relate with it because
Right.
especially because of the Indian morality of how you should keep your relationships together, and then the filtration of the foreign culture that a woman should be also career orientated. And I think she's a amalgamation of both these two factors. Like she wants to keep the morals with her, but at the same time she does want to do what she wants to do. Like she's not somebody who will just sacrifice her life and like, okay, my husband doesn't wanna like move anywhere, so let me just be a good wife and stay. She's not like that. She will try to, you know, manipulate things and, you know, ease him into agreeing to what she wants, but she wants him to agree. So it's like, like if a wife asks a husband like, let's go out for dinner, and he'll be like, yeah, if you want to go out for dinner, we'll go out. She's like, no, it's not me. You should want to go out for dinner. So she is certainly that representation of the newer generation of women who have this go get it attitude, and they're gonna slowly try make their way, and they're not gonna be deterred by no matter what you put in their way. So I think people will find it very relatable, and the aspect when she gets cheated, when she gets acknowledged to the other side of the story, is also something people will find relatable, because I think many people experience such incidents in their life, and how the story has an open ending. It gives a chance for the audience to then develop and think, okay, this is what should have been the next step, or this is what should happen, and everybody will have a different ending in their mind.
Being a film, it's opening doors and it's opening, conversations right now. So, and being a part of an anthology of films which is doing that, do you think that the global audience will sort of also react to a film which talks about something which is very personal to the Indian audience?
I think certainly, because the way things are going through social media, like it's no longer a barrier for people, and people actually want to enjoy more content, and they want to get some refreshing ideas. And there is a side of Indian culture and the mixture of Indian modernity that hasn't been explored before. It's just getting explored, and those are unique stories for the rest of the world to see. Ki how people are living in a place like India, where they still they believe more in sacrificing their own needs for your partners, and then at the same time you want to do it. So there is a dilemma and there is a collision. So it'll definitely shock some people. It'll be a shocker for some people who still believe in the traditional Indian women, and then it will be a shocker for the traditional Indian women to see the other side of the women, that okay, this is also possible. Oh, okay, we never thought about it, kind of. I would say it's more explored, but then the Indian essence of it, I think that is what makes it unique, and the way it's represented. And I think anthologies are a really good way for audience to, once you like a small story, another small story, it gives them that breather. There will be a new flavor in each story. So it makes it very different and unique for the audience to enjoy. It's not a continuation. It's not going to be a 2 hours thing. You can always stop in between and come back to it. And I think once you really like it, like how a web series, now if there's a web series, if people really like the first 2 episodes, they want to watch more.
The whole thing, right?
Yeah, you can't stop then.
Yeah, that's it. That concludes our interview. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for your answers.
Thank you,
And
Shreya.
Thank you. Yeah.
I hope that your film does really well, and I hope that your film reaches a global audience and is able to impact a lot of hearts.